I've recently started a sign-up list for my comic Ominus Avenging Death, and while some of you know about my book and may know that I do comic book art, not everyone will know what this comic is all about. In this video, I'll answer the question, what is Ominus Avenging Death, and give you some information about the campaign, so please bear with me. The story of Ominus Avenging Death is very simple. It's a fight scene. It's a big 10-page fight scene between the hero Zadok, pronounced Zadok, and the monstrous villain Deathmonger. This story takes place in the Graveyard Gorge, and the purpose of the book is to serve as an introduction to the world of Ominus and the artwork that you can expect from me, Elliot Rodriguez. I'm still a few months away from finishing the first graphic novel for Ominus, so I thought that in the meantime I could entertain you fine people with an awesome fight scene similar to what you would see within the pages of an Ominus graphic novel. While the events in the book are not canon to the story of Ominus, I do feel that it's a great way to introduce to you the kind of work I plan to do with this IP. You can think of this book as a Marvel what-if story from back in the day. It's a one-and-done short story. The real story starts with Ominus #1. Now, while the book of Ominus Avenging Death is done, I did decide, however, to redo the writing and the lettering to make it much better. I heard the voices of the many backers with regards to some of the flaws of the book, and I was compelled to make the much needed adjustments and add a few extras, making the book of Ominus Avenging Death a sweet premium collector's item. This book will include lots of extras like concept art, character bios, and an art gallery of some pinups and fan art. There's also going to be a world map where you can see where the events of this book take place. Including the short 10-page story, this book will have a total of 36 pages of content with a possibility of more depending on the campaign's performance. And when it launches, you'll be able to get yourself a copy of the book for just $10. I repeat, $10. Now, if you think that's a great deal for a crowd-funded indie comic, then get a load of this. People who sign up for the book will get an amazing 2 books for the price of 1 deal. I repeat, you'll get 2 books for the price of 1. This is only valid on launch day, however, which is on June 26th. So mark your calendars, people. And that's pretty much it. That's what this comic and the campaign are all about. I hope the artwork you've seen in the video and this incredible sales pitch was enough to get you excited about Ominus Avenging Death. Sign up today. The link is in the description below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great one. Wait. Whoa, what's going on? Yeah, okay. Bam. What's going on, everyone? And welcome to the channel. Welcome to this latest episode, episode of the Ominus Show. Yeah, the intro was a little out of whack. That's my fault. I'm trying to figure this thing out in terms of the videos. I'm having issues with StreamYard about uploading videos, so I had to play it in a different way. But what you just saw was probably the most succinct, concise sales pitch that I could make for this comic, for my comic, Ominus Avenging Death. If you give me just a second, I'll bring it up. I have a great show for you today, guys. We have an excellent guest, which I hope is on the way. I have a bad habit, and I'll tell you guys about that in just a moment, but I have this nasty habit. I think it's a nasty habit. I'll share with you guys what it is in a moment. But yeah, the Ominus Avenging Death. Ominus Avenging Death sign-up page is live. The link is in the chat. The link is right here. Please, I need you to sign up because the date is upon us. We're going to soon have oops, sorry. Did the wrong thing. Yeah, the date is upon us. I have an official date that I shared with you in that video, and the official date for the launch of the campaign is on July 26th. July 26th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means that the show is going to go on a lot earlier. I'm going to go on for a lot longer. I'm probably going to stream until noon, 2 o'clock that day. I don't know, as long as I can. Hopefully, I can have some guests come on the show, and so we can just hang out and talk, take a look at the artwork, take a look at the campaign, explain some of the perks, explain what you're getting. So I hope I'm trying to build up the hype and trying to get everybody excited for that day. Hopefully, I can make it happen. Hopefully, if you guys are in the chat, please spread the word. I have my good friend Dennis is in the chat. Also got my good buddy Janko. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Thank you very much for stopping by. And yeah, please follow Janko. Please listen to what he says. He's a very smart man. He says, buy Ominus, guys. Yes, please buy Ominus. So there's the banner. Today I have my guest. Well, it's revealed in the thumbnail. It's revealed here in the banner. My guest is Sean Salter. Hopefully he's coming. He's not here yet. And yeah, like I was saying, I have a bad habit. The show starts at 10:30, and I don't know what proper etiquette would be, but I usually send out the link maybe a minute or two, or exactly at 10:30, which I did with Sean. And I don't know if that annoys some of the guests that come on. I haven't had any issues with it yet, but I'll explain why I do that. I've noticed on several occasions before, that I would bring on a guest, and I'll have the guest on maybe 15 minutes before the show starts, 10 minutes before the show starts, and then so we're just in the back room just hanging out, and so we see each other. Hey, how's it going on? What's going on? How you doing? Oh, I'm doing great, man. Yeah, thank you for having me. And so we're in the back, and then there's 10 minutes of time. We start talking, and then we start, talking, and in the majority of the cases, that 10-minute conversation that you have prior to the show is golden content. Like, it's great. And then what happens is when I start the show, silence. Like, we just started talking, and then it just dies out. So so what I do is I send the link like a few minutes before, get them on the show, and then the interactions that you see that I have with my guests when they come on is I'm just now seeing them. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. Dennis would be annoyed, but yeah, I mean, I think it makes for a more natural, more conversation. I may have to stop doing that though, because I may stop getting people to come on the show. No, because that guy sends out the link like after the show starts. That could be the case also. No, so yeah. So please sign up for the campaign. I'm going to be revealing a lot of art as we get closer to it. Going to be revealing some the tiers, the perks that you can get for the campaign. Remember that I'm having a 2-for-1 sale only on launch day. I may extend it 48 hours, but the principal idea is on launch day. And the reason why I may extend it for 24 hours is because for 48 hours is because of the date that I'm launching. I'm launching on Thursday, and Thursday, I don't know if Thursday is the best day to launch. I don't know if everybody's going to be prepped for Thursday. I would like to do it like on a Friday or a Saturday, but my schedule does not allow me to do a stream on those days. So I will be doing it on Thursday. I'll try my best to get as many people here so I can, build up some hype. And I could probably get like 2 or 3 guests maybe on, but I'll reach out. So we'll get the guests out here and we'll talk, launch the campaign on the Thursday. So I may extend it for 48 hours. I may, if anything, I'll give the people who have signed up, I will give them this information and I will explain to them what's, and I'll explain to them what's going on with, I'll give them the information and I'll explain to them that I will extend the invite, or I will extend that deal for 1 more day if it's necessary. And so, yeah, just to remind you, I'll stop sharing this. Let me see. Yes, just so you can remember, June 26th. That's the day that I'm launching the campaign. So please mark your calendars. June 26th. I'm going to be sending out an email to all the people who have signed up already and informing them of the date, informing them of some of the things also that I have sent out, and yeah. So June 26th. June 26th is the day that Ominus Avenging Death will launch. Hopefully, I fund. I'm having a few jitters about that because I don't know if I'm going to fund or not. Hopefully, I don't. Hopefully, it does. No, if it does, it would be great. I could use that money also to start coloring pages for the graphic novel. If it doesn't fund, I'm not going to launch it again. If it doesn't fund, I'll just continue working with Ominus, and then the next campaign that I'll try to launch would be Ominus #1. So it's either it's all or nothing. So we either fund this campaign and get the books out, get it made, or we just we take a little sidetrack and then work with we'll take a detour, and then from there we'll just I'll just continue. I'll still have the book finished in this premium condition that I have it, but it's going to be like an add-on. I think I think I can do that as a $10 add-on also. And then that plus the main graphic novel also. Yeah, just to remind you guys, the book is done. No, the book is done. The book is done. This isn't the actual book. This is a prototype. This is something that I got made here in Peru. And I found a printer. If Jenko, if you want to know where to get this, I can give you the info, just in case for your book. It costs a lot though, but maybe you can still. It still helps because you can see what it may look like. So this is just a prototype. The one that I'm making now is going to be comic book size. It's going to have a different logo here. It's going to be gold instead of the silver. The credits, the credits here are going to change because I'm going to have variant covers. Here also, I forgot to credit Matt Yackey. Matt Yackey is the colorist of the cover art, and so I didn't put that there, so I have to put that there. And yeah, so you're going to see this, and this is going to be different. I'm going to get this modified, changed, and yeah. So I'm going to change this. Here is a page 3. I don't show this page off enough, but I did show the page off, content from the page in the video that you just saw. So we got that going there. So yeah, I'm going to make a bunch of changes, get the book looking real nice for you guys, and then I just put these pages here so you can get a preliminary idea of what this crap is. No, but it's gonna look much nicer than this. I want to make it a premium product. So I'm gonna do as best as I can with the graphics and stuff. So yeah, we have that to look forward to. So again, June 26th. Mark your calendars. I got a question from Jenko. My guest is in the back. Awesome, thank you. 1 second. Jenko says, "Will you ship the comics from good old Peru or from the U.S.?" No, I'm shipping the comics from the U.S. So. For the backers, you have nothing to worry about. You're not going to get inexorbitant international fees. No, luckily for me, I have family in the U.S. and they're more than willing to help me out with the fulfillment. And so they're going to handle that. And I'm guiding them step by step what we have to do. They got the Gemini mailers, they got the boards in the bags. Everything's in order, so they'll get that. So you'll get everything properly packaged the way you should, the way every book should be. And yeah, so shipping shouldn't be so expensive. It shouldn't be like it is for international. It should be, for the U.S. backers, it's going to be the same old fares as you see on any campaign. So that shouldn't affect. And yeah, man. All right. So without any further ado, I'm sorry. I'm trying to spread it out as long as I can before waiting for my guest. My guest is here, so let's get the show started. And let's see, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to have this guest on. This man is making all the rounds and making all the waves right now in the indie comic scene. Saw him on an art auction for the first time, and I want to get to know more about who he is and his art and his book. So without any further ado, let's welcome my guest for today, the incredible Sean Salter, aka Salty Draws, an award-winning artist. Please, round of applause for Sean Salter. Hey, what's going on, man? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Are you muted? Is that me? Guys, can you hear Sean? Sean. I heard it click.
Hello.
Okay, there you are. Sweet.
Sorry. I'm just all kinds of messed up, but I blame you. You didn't send me a link until like
5 minutes after.
Yeah. I don't know if you caught my explanation for that, but I did that. I do that on purpose, and I think I might have to change that because I would like to hear your opinion on that. But just to explain what it is that I do. Normally, when I do the shows, I send the link out maybe 2 minutes before or a minute before, and the reason is because I've been on shows before where I've had guests in the back room for like 10, 15 minutes. And so normally you get to talking, shooting the shit for those 10, 15 minutes. And that 10, 15 minute content of conversation is great. It's like awesome conversation content. And then when you start the stream, silence. Like it's like it just like it dies down. And so I hate when that happens. And so like I figure, I'm gonna keep these guys off guard. And so I send the link on purpose, like minutes before the show starts.
Gotcha.
And I don't know how do you feel about that?
I was like, are we even having a show? Sorry, I was busy working. I apologize, everyone. I'm retarded.
No. It's not your fault at all. It's my mess up. But yeah, what do you feel about that? Like, do you think that's good, or you should get the link earlier? What do you think?
I like your idea. I think what's good is to send out a message and let people know, like, hey, I'm gonna send it to you, so we could just get right into it, and then I'll send it to you in 15 minutes, type thing, because I'm forgetful and retarded.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, and people have to plan though, because you also.
And then also, I'm always like, are we doing it? Are we gonna do? Like I was sitting there going, are we gonna have this, or did he forget? What's going on?
No, but not by any means, man. But yeah. Thank you very much for stopping by. It's a great pleasure to have you here. It's an honor. I first heard about you through our interaction, or through the short time that we had on.
Why is Dennis Rodriguez? Why would you be annoyed? You have the comment highlighted.
No, I'm sorry, because when I explained when I send the link out, he says that in his case he would be annoyed if he got the link. He got the link like minutes. Seconds before.
Oh, okay. I'm like, why is Dennis Rodriguez? Why would you be annoyed, man?
Yeah, no, not with you. No, he's annoyed with that concept of getting the link late. Yeah. Yeah, he's good. And,
I was muted. Sorry, my mic was off. Everything's messed up. I usually like doing a sound check. So like when you'll come on our show soon, hopefully soon, especially when you're fully like when your campaign's running, we'll have you on. But we usually have people come in a little bit early so we could do mic check, make sure everything's mic check.
That's a smart idea. But
yeah, I get your point of like the best conversation happens when no one's watching, and then when you go live, you're like,
what do I say?
What?
Yeah, man. So it's a pleasure to have you. We first interacted on the EVS art auction. I had not known about you before then, and I was surprised. You came in with a lot of energy, and then you showed off this awesome the Wraith of Elephant artwork.
Yeah,
and you're an aficionado of drawing elephants. Is that correct?
I don't know if I'm aficionado of anything other than being stupid, but I love drawing elephants. I just enjoy. I don't know what it is about that animal. Like I used to live in Los Angeles when we had the Los Angeles Zoo. And they had a really good elephant exhibit where they had some Indian and African elephants. And I don't know, man. I love that creature. There's something about it. And it's very fun. Maybe it's because they're easy to draw because they're so lumbering and slow moving.
Definitely. And then big shapes, big circle head.
They're fun to draw. So when I saw that, I was like, and I love zombies. So I was like, it's basically, I mean, Daisy's essentially in that book is a zombie elephant. And I was like, I got to draw this.
Yeah, it's a great combination. It's a great combination. And you got a lot of great feedback from that. It's a great cover. And then right after that, I saw you had revealed your variant cover for Cody Dennison's Ride or Die.
Yeah. I did a cover for him. That was fun. He hit me up. He's like, hey, I want to do like an Army of Darkness homage. And I was like, okay. So yeah, it was, had fun. I had some fun with that one. That was a cool opportunity too. And yeah, it came out pretty good. I thought it came out pretty good.
I dig it. It's a great cover, and I'm a big fan of your artwork, of your aesthetic. It looks almost animated. And it's really good work. And I wanted to ask you, like, you are an award-winning artist. Do you have worked in Hollywood? Can you tell us about your time there, or what that award is about?
Well, yeah. So I am an award-winning creative director, award-winning illustrator, and writer. I used to be a creative director in entertainment advertising, so I worked on movies and video games, a lot of entertainment, just marketing campaigns for, and then I've worked on everything from movie posters to television spots to web marketing, like online marketing, outdoor marketing, basically what we would call 360 marketing, which is encompasses a lot of the major mediums, internet, print, television. And I did that for a long time in Los Angeles. I worked on a lot of cool stuff. Got to work on Deadpool and Batman Arkham City, Borderlands 2, just a ton of stuff. It was great. I'm glad I left advertising. I no longer do it. I moved out of Los Angeles and decided to just do the comic book thing and start my own business where we just have like an illustration house now where we just do illustration. I do a lot, some writing still, and then I do my comic books. So I write my own comic books and I illustrate them.
Wow, nice. So, were you always into comics, or is that something that developed after your experience in Hollywood?
I was always into comics. I actually wanted to get into comics when I was a kid. I loved comic books. I used to make my own comic books, like when I was in grade school, junior high, high school. I would make my own comic books. I remember me and my buddy in 8th grade tried to start our own comic book company where we made a comic book, and that was fun.
Who hasn't done that? No, that was always the dream, to be the next Marvel artist.
Yeah, I started working at Disney when I was like 18, and I wanted to work in comics, except I didn't know how to do that. I didn't really know anybody in comics, and I didn't even realize I could go to like a Comic-Con and go down and like submit a portfolio. So I just worked at Disney, and then by the time I think it was like in my early 20s, I got an opportunity to work in comics, but the money wasn't well. I would have had to have started at the beginning page rate, and I was already making really good money in advertising and marketing, and I had a lot of responsibilities and bills and financial obligations to my family. So I didn't.
Yeah, you can't.
I didn't do it, man.
Yeah, those page rates are not enough for making a living off that.
No, it's definitely it makes sense. I mean, you gotta prove yourself in that industry, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. And the goal would be to be good enough to get good enough to where people are buying your books so that you can make money off the back end where you're getting the sale. But I could never make that jump because I just couldn't afford to do it, and I always wanted to. So by the time when remote work started happening and I wanted to get out of Los Angeles, I was like, well, I'm gonna do my comic book, dude. Because I had this idea for years. I tried to develop it as an animated cartoon. That didn't end up panning out. So I was like, well, I'll just do my own comic. Why not?
Yeah, there's nothing stopping us now. No, we have thankfully to the internet and all this whole mechanism, this machine that we have, where we can make our own comics. And the sky's the limit. So it's great. It's a perfect time to jump on board and then put your stuff out there.
Yeah.
And would it be correct to say that you're just now dipping your toes into the indie comics sphere, or have you been working with indie comics before? Is this your first outing?
I mean, my only experience working with this is my first foray into indie comics. Other than like buying what indie comics is such a broad term. Like I've always been into like Dark Horse comics and like I liked Boom comics. I love the Irredeemable series. That was really good. Didn't like The Boys as much because it's totally derivative of Irredeemable. So I mean, but working in indie comics, just my comic book is the first project where I was doing that. The only experience that I had working in comics in general was on the marketing side when I would work on like a Marvel movie, doing marketing for like Captain America Civil War, and we would try to integrate a lot of the comic book vibes into some of the marketing stuff that we were doing, to appeal to that audience and to get that audience excited about the films and things like that. But yeah, no, it's just kind of like my first, time doing it.
Because it's a different thing, like being a fan of the scene and then actually contributing to it. Because the way you're doing, so because and I was referring when I say indie comics, like referring to this whole indie comic space that we have on Twitter, YouTube, and social media, and because but you came out of nowhere, and I was like, wow, this is great, and the talent was great, and I wanted to find out more about like where your origin story is of sorts, no? So that's awesome, man. And so as soon as you came in, the first exposure you had was to CG. Is that, or have you been maybe had contacts with CG before?
No. So I started my comic, Silence Do Good. I started doing that and I had like a little like comic preview. So I had like a little 13-page preview because I had written the script for what we have the pre-order campaign that you have up right now. So I wrote the script a while ago, and then I was working on it. But as you know, it's very laborious, time consuming to draw your own comic. And I was drawing it, penciling, inking, and coloring it. So that was taking a long time. So I was like kind of like trying to generate an audience by being, even though I was a virtual no one. So I had like a little 13-page preview that I was selling on Amazon, and I was gearing up to do the first crowdfund campaign that we had, because we had one previous to this one. And Mike Barron, actually, who I'm friends with and have known for a long time through like some conservative groups that we both were a part of, because like politically speaking, I'm very conservative. Yeah. And so I got to meet some really great creators like Mort Todd and Mike Barron, who gave advice. And Mike Barron had suggested to get linked up to Comicsgate and introduce myself to Comicsgate, and pushed me in that direction. So then as I was gearing up for my campaign launch, I had launched it. And then probably like 2 weeks after launching it, because we got really fortunate and had the campaign get launched on Timcast. Nice. And so then I started talking with Comicsgate and getting involved in that. And it's been great. Comicsgate's welcomed me with open arms, has been really inviting. It's been a little bit odd navigating it with all the drama that always surrounds it. And so I understand why some people are hesitant about a new creator like me, because, stuff and things. But for the most part, Comicsgate's been great. Comicsgate has...
No, yeah, and that's awesome. Actually, I had Mike on the show yesterday. Not yesterday, 2 days ago on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
I had Mike on the show, and I was talking to him. I didn't get a lot of time. I got like 40 minutes, and I was able to ask a few questions. But I still got like pages of questions left to ask. Maybe I can get him back on one day.
Oh, he's a great guy, man. He'll come on.
Yeah.
He'll come back on. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, definitely. He was. I'm so happy that he was able to give me that time, even, and I was able to ask him some questions. And try to pick his brain a little bit, because he's got really good insights. He's got really good recommendations, suggestions. His channel is amazing. For anybody in the chat, you can check out Mike Barron's channel. He's got great videos for writing, how to do fight scenes and things like that.
Yeah,
so that's awesome. So you did a preview book, and then you're doing this campaign. That's
I did a preview book because I wanted people to see something printed before I started the campaign.
Yeah.
For the full graphic novel, and we were able to raise about $14,000 on the first campaign, which gave us enough money to produce the entire comic book. And then what we did was, in order to raise enough money and to to get it to pay for itself, because my goal for this book was just to get it to pay for itself. Because I'm new. I didn't expect to be like, I'm gonna make $1 million. I just wanted to be able to cover costs. Yeah. And since I was doing a lot of the artwork myself, that was going to be easy to do. So we raised a good amount of money. I'm very proud of the money that we raised, especially considering nobody knows who I am. And then we did 3 issues so that we could continue to raise money as we were producing each issue. And then this campaign is now all of that combined. However, as I was developing it, getting feedback from guys like Mike Barron, Paul Ravoche, and like Dan Lawless, I we kept making improvements. So this version has updated artwork. It has 4 new story pages, all new lettering. So it's basically how I wanted the story to be told, because I really wanted it to be told in these 78 pages. I didn't really want to break it up into issues, but I did that in order to get it to pay for itself.
So you had originally planned a three issue arc, and then you put all of that together into this 78 page book.
It was always supposed to be this first introductory story.
Okay.
Always supposed to be this first introductory story. I just broke it up into the 3 issues because it made it easier to get the story done and to get it financed so that we could afford to print it and all that.
Nice.
But this is the way that I want the story to be told. And this is an introductory story to the series at large. It is its own self-contained story. So it is a story about a teenage Ben Franklin who gets basically kidnapped by time travelers from the future, brought back to the future, and his intellect downloaded into a VR program. And then this is the story of him essentially trying to escape that hellhole. And he does view it as a hellhole. And if you guys want to see a really great review of it, you could check out Michael Ferraro's channel.
Yeah, Michael's in the chat. What's going on, Mike?
He did a review which gives you a really good breakdown on what the story's about. But you could check it out. You know, we got trailers, we got a bunch of stuff where you can check out. It's a really great story, but it's introducing this world and these characters to you because it's going to be a decent series. So we have a plan for about 10 more issues to tell the full arc of this story. But each iteration is going to be its own story with a larger arc. So you're always going to have a good story.
Like 10 78 page books?
No, probably 10. I'm going to try to shrink it down to like 10 48 page books.
10 48 page books. Wow, that's a lot that's great. That's a big story.
Still going to be a lot of drawing. Still going to be a ton of writing. But it's basically the story's already been written. I just have to get it done, man.
Yeah. So you have
get it done. Buy this book.
Yeah. Please back it. Mods in the chat. Please, I got Dennis on that. Yeah. Please silence DOGOOD. Yeah. Click on it. Get the book. Yeah. So you've written the story already for all these 10 issues that you have planned, or do you have just a few issues written out?
Wait. Say that again.
Do you have the complete story written out for these 1048 page books?
I have the outline, and I my outlines are very, very detailed.
Yeah.
And then I have the next two issues written. So that's issues 4 and 5. Those are completely written.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I have a very, very detailed outline of how I want this whole story to play out, and then as I get a book done, I'll probably take on another script.
Sweet.
Yeah. And I write a little bit different for comic books. So the way that I write for comic books is I write the story, but I don't write any of the action because I just draw the action. So I'll write my story. I'll write all the dialogue, I'll write how everything's interacting, and then I'll go in and thumbnail everything out. And then I lay out the dialogue on the thumbnails, and that's kind of how I write because I'm a very visual writer. So because I'm kind of lazy too. I don't want to sit there and be like writing the action sequence out. I'm like, I'll just draw it.
Yeah, normally like when you're in the process of drawing it, the words pop up in your head. Like he would be saying this or he'll be saying that, and so that's normally the way that happens with me also. So that's great. Awesome. And yeah, Michael, if you have any questions, or anybody in the chat, if you guys have any questions, please pop them on, and I'll be sure to share them out with Sean here. Sean, is it okay if I call you Salty? Do you prefer Salty, Sean?
You can call me whatever you want. Salty is great. That's been my nickname since I started working at Disney.
Sweet.
Yeah, call me whatever.
Nice, awesome, and yeah, it's a breath of fresh air to hear what you're saying, because that's exactly the approach that I have in mind for my book. But I'm like a step behind you. Like the campaign that I plan on launching in a month or so is a preview book. It's just a preview book that I have, and then the actual graphic novel, I have that planned for maybe 2 years from now, because I'm still drawing the book, and yeah, it's a lot of work. It's just a lot of work, and what has been your experience so far with this promoting mechanism that you're in now?
It's been interesting. No, it's been for the most part, it's been a good experience. It's been a learning experience. You think you know a lot about something like marketing, and then you realize you don't know shit, and that's just kind of how life is in general.
Yeah, because you've worked with that also. Yeah.
But in general, I was like, I'm learning. There's a lot to learn still. There's a lot to figure out. I think we're doing pretty good considering how new we are to this space, and I'm excited about what's happening. I'm stoked on all the people I've met. I've met a lot of great people, and I'm building relationships with a lot of people. I get to meet and hang out with people on stream like you and stuff, and everyone seems really, really cool. And I've enjoyed. That's the process that I've really enjoyed the most. The learning has been rough. We've made a lot of mistakes, but mistakes are always good because mistakes mean that you're learning.
You're learning.
So it's been overall, it's been a really, really positive experience, man.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and we love to see it here. And for example, just to give you just an idea, in CG, usually with first time campaigns like this, 10K is like the benchmark that most first time creators want to get to. So you got it already, even with the preview book. So you should be, in terms of like what we see in CG, you're like you're on the map. You're on the map. You're doing great, and congratulations for that. No.
This book has actually, between all the 3 different campaigns that we've run, we've actually generated over 25,000, which I'm really excited about. We've done. I'm very proud of our efforts. I've had a lot of help from my wife. I've had a ton of help from people in CG. Ethan Van Sciver was a huge help. Shane Davis, Mandy Summers, they were big helps. Mike Barron's been a huge help. Adam Smith has been. Andy Smith, Adam Smith. Andy Smith has been a giant help as well. Like, there's just been so many people, dude. Michael's been great. Like Von Klaus. Just tons of help from people, and it's been really, really fun. And it's been great too because it's like I've been exposed to so many cool comic books that everyone's creating, and we have, like, I have a show on Tuesdays everyone should check out at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, where we often have a guest on and we promote comic books and campaigns and things like that too, which it's just been fun, dude. Katie she's been great. It's just been great.
Katie's actually she's streaming right now also with us.
How dare she stream on top of you? No, I'm just kidding.
It happens. It's all good. There's no way
I like to tease her about it because there's so many people that get mad when you're like, stream, and it's like, dude.
No, we got everybody's got.
Everyone's got to do their thing.
Yeah, definitely. And here's Salty's YouTube channel. The links for everything that Salty is offering is in the description below. So you'll see the YouTube, you'll see the Silence Do Good, and all the other links that are there. And he has a show. You said Tuesdays? I'm sorry.
It's Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, awesome. And how are you enjoying that experience? Because is this your first time streaming regularly like this?
Yeah, it's weird. I've always been a guy. I've never been a guy on camera. I've never been a guy out in the front. I've always been the guy behind the guy behind the guy. I've always been the guy behind the camera, behind the scenes, doing the thing. And so it's been weird. It's been fun, and we've probably doing the show. I have a co-host who's great. He used to be
Savage.
Savage. He used to be a producer on the television show Extra, the news television show Extra. So I've been learning a lot from him. Like, we've made probably every mistake you could make streaming. Like, we weren't, like, last year we weren't consistent at all. We kept changing the time. So figuring it out has been a bit of a grind and everything. And but slowly but surely we're making progress. So if you haven't yet, guys, go subscribe to our channel. Please watch. We're fun. It's funny. The one thing that you will take away from the show is laughs, because we will entertain you.
And that's what it's all about. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So guys, check it out. The Temu Avengers. I take it you didn't like the Thunderbolts.
Haven't seen it yet. I just thought that stunt that they were doing with the new Avengers was really fumble. It was
yeah.
it was stupid, you know. So I just thought like we'd make fun of it. Like, I haven't seen the movie yet. We are not doing the whole like we just crap on everything because like both of me and Savage are from Hollywood. We worked in Hollywood for many years. I have a soft spot for Hollywood in my heart. I don't hate everything that comes out of Hollywood. There's a lot of stuff to criticize for sure, but our channel is not 100% focused on Star Wars is dead. We poke fun at everything, but we also tell you what we like and talk about things that we like. Maybe why we're not growing as much because we're not using the rage clickbait stuff that works on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what people have been falling for these last few years. Now everybody's clicking on all kinds of stuff that it's just negative stuff about Hollywood. Yeah, I agree 100% with you also on that. And so it's great to hear a sincere commentary about stuff out there because not everything is bad. For example, I was on the boycott with Disney for a while. I did that for like about a year, but then they started putting out some content that wasn't all 100% woke, and so that plus I have a daughter, and so we decided to get it back again, and so we're watching some things on there.
I would say
Daredevil, for example, is something that I'd like to see. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been hearing good things about the Daredevil. I'm excited. I need to sit down and watch that. My problem is that I like to play video games a lot. So, and right now I'm playing a game where I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. I can't watch something and play a video game. So I haven't been watching. I've been lazy. I haven't watched anything, and I really should because I do a freaking show about pop culture. But I like Disney is a very bad company. They're very, very bad. And one of the reasons why they're pushing the woke stuff is because they're trying to overcompensate for how terrible they've treated their employees and artists and things over the last, several decades, but also just because they're run by terrible people. So when people are like, I want to boycott Disney, I'm like, yeah, because they're really bad company, man. They're doing a lot of bad stuff. They're putting a lot of, I think, evil messages in their content, and they're trying to indoctrinate kids. So I'm, it's true, man. It's true. It's bad, but some stuff that gets made is pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, and I heard your commentary
as I
about
drink
that.
from my Disneyland mug.
Let's check that out. I heard. Let's check out the mug. Nice.
Yeah, I used to work at Disney. We used to have season passes to Disneyland because I lived in Southern California. Like I love Disney, but I also know that there's a lot of people that work there that are just
a-holes.
They're bad. No, they're bad. I mean, they're bad. They want to they have an agenda, and they want your kids to rebel against whatever values you're teaching you because they think that their values are better than your values, and they want to separate you from your kids, man.
Yeah, man. How has it been? I'm sorry. How has it been like navigating that kind of environment, being a conservative, working in Hollywood?
It's been very hard. You tend to keep your mouth shut. You tend to like the litmus test is always people asking you questions. They're always like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And, you have to get really clever at like pretending to not care. I had a harder time keeping my mouth shut. I always kind of expressed my opinion, and I did okay. I did see how it did affect my career. It did affect my relationship with some people. Because everyone pretty much knew that I was Christian and conservative, and I had my opinions about stuff. I got along though because I was able to articulate a lot of my points while being kind of understanding and kind and empathetic, and I think that that's where conservatives kind of are losing the culture war, is that they've. But I understand why, is because they've been browbeaten and abused so long by the left that they've just kind of gotten sharp elbows and gotten really like, because the left is really, the left is really nasty. I mean, they're very abusive and they're very nasty, and so I understand the vitriol being fired back. I think
they have no shame in it.
No, they don't. No,
they don't. They just.
But it was hard. It was definitely hard, and there was often times where I would just have to like excuse myself from the room and stuff when things got a little ridiculous, because I just didn't want to I didn't want to have to get into it, because the thing about a lot of people in that market are very fascist. They're like, oh, we got to stop the fascists, but you're incredibly fascist because you're trying to destroy people's lives who have views and opinions and values that were literally mainstream 5 minutes ago.
And have you noticed that, or do you notice, or could you tell us where the change, the abrupt change came from? Because I've consumed Disney, I've consumed mainstream media my entire life, and I can probably tell you maybe 2010 to 2015 was when things turned really bad. And
it wasn't abrupt. It was a very slow crawl. And when you go and watch older stuff from the early 2000s and the late 90s, you'll start to see it. It felt abrupt because what happened was it was a slow crawl to that, and then once they got a certain amount, once they were allowed to get away with a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, it all of a sudden felt abrupt. And I think that feeling of abruptness is when they gained full confidence in 2020, because they were getting away with everything. And I don't think parents realized how bad everything had gotten until they were stuck at home with their kids, watching what they're watching and seeing what they're seeing and seeing what their kids are learning. And it felt abrupt, but it wasn't. It's been a slow crawl for about 30 years.
I completely agree with that, because and it's amazing how that has happened, not only in media but in all aspects of life. For example, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm from I'm currently streaming from South America. I'm in Peru, and in this country we have had a long history of terrorism. And in the 80s, we fought and supposedly defeated the terrorist organization that's called Shining Path. And back in those days, due to the violence and the things that were happening then, the general public's opinion was marked very clearly in that the government is good, terrorism is bad. We have those two things, right? And but over since the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and now, there has been changes in the way the general population is thinking, due to the propaganda that terrorists have been implementing. Many people believe that terrorism stopped when they stopped using the weapons, but no, they changed their strategy, and they started infiltrating schools, universities, and so the youth of then were getting brainwashed, into thinking that no, we're fighting for the social justice of the people that have been done wrong all these years. And so and then unfortunately for us, the people in these areas are very easy to manipulate. And so we see now, for example, just in our last election, the guy who was the president has close ties to that Shining Path terrorist group that we defeated 30 years ago. And so some of us were like, wait, what the heck is going on? We just beat these guys a few years ago. Now they're in power. And so they're in power now. And so all of a sudden, drug cartels are booming. All of a sudden, violence is booming. All of a sudden, all these other things are happening. And that was like a big shock. And I see that pattern happening with communism, happening with everything in the world. And it doesn't stop in media.
It happened in America. America, we had a political party that decided to create its own country called the Confederate States. It was not the South versus the North. It was Democrats versus Republicans, because a lot of Southern states stayed within the Union, and they fought a war. They lost the war. They created a terrorist organization called the KKK. Because we didn't eradicate them, we didn't punish them, we didn't imprison them, we didn't, we tried to go along, and they basically took over the Republican Party, the Democrats. And it's always the same. It's elites, wealthy elites, that try to control the rest of humanity to create feudalism. Because at the end of the day, we're always in constant, because when people think, they call it, socialism, communism, fascism. At the end of the day, what it is it's elites that want to govern and dictate their will to the rest of humanity, and that's feudalism. I mean, essentially, at the end of the day, it's just whatever ism it's called, it's feudalism. Because if you look at California, my home state, California, Democrats run that party. It's very feudalistic. You have a few select elites that have all the money. you have a serf class called the middle class, the working class, that basically are the serfs and slaves. They pay for everything. And then you have a poverty class and a military class. The military class oppresses the serf class, and the poverty class, lives off and feeds off of the middle class. Feudalism.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
Feudalism,
exactly
and
right.
it's communism. It's the same model. Socialism is the same model. Fascism is the same model. And it's always that's the battle. That I think it's just the struggle of humanity in general. And that actually is a great segue into my comic book, which is about essentially that. It is the struggle of man's free will coming up against the will and evil plans of others, of a global elite class that wants to enslave humanity with AI.
Yeah, that's the new thing though. Now we're and it's crazy how you've had this you had this concept years ago, and then you bring it out just at the time when this is booming.
I know.
And
it's like I'm a prophet. It's like I'm a prophet.
Yeah, so and so yeah, it's great. This is the perfect time for its release, no? And so yeah, so I mean, could you tell us more about that, like the AI situation and the story behind that?
So there's a tech company, like a global tech company run by a guy named Milo, and he's like the proprietor of this big tech company, and he designed an artificial intelligence and a VR program. And then artificial intelligence runs, operates, and manages this VR program where a lot of people are deciding to plug into and kind of live out their days. And Milo presents it as like a utopia. It's like, this is the place where humanity can live, they can work, they can achieve any dream that they want. It's a consequence-free life. There's no fear of failure. There's no fear of strife. There's no fear of disease, war. You'll never die. It's a utopia. The problem is that there's no free will in this VR program, because if you can imagine, if your intellect is plugged into something and that something is governed by an artificial intelligence, do you actually have free will, or are you merely operating within the confines of the algorithm? And Ben Franklin starts to question that and wonder what's going on with that. And thus his journey of enlightenment begins, and his quest to free himself and then free the rest of humanity.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. And yeah, so yeah, it's a great concept, great ideas. Yeah, good stuff. It sounds like a great story, man. And I've seen you. I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but I've seen a bunch of people on Twitter already posting like them getting the book. Is the campaign finished?
So that was the first campaign. So we had two. That was the very, very first campaign that we launched.
The preview book.
Produce the book. No. So we had the preview book on. I know it's a little confusing. So we had the preview book. We sold that on Amazon to get people. This is part of why marketing sometimes gets. I may have made mistakes, but we had the preview book sold on Amazon to get people excited about the full 78-page book. I had a crowd fund where we raised over $14,000 to get that 78-page book funded and financed so that we could produce that book. This campaign is basically a second chance campaign for everybody because not a lot of people knew who I was. And so it's kind of like me trying to broaden the fan base from the original campaign so it's basically like a second printing, if you will, except this one has new covers and new content and just some additions that are going to be a little bit different from that first campaign.
Cool. Could you show us? Because I think I've seen like a foil cover. Do you have it on hand?
Yeah, we hit 10K the other day, so everyone that ordered the regular edition cover will now get the foil cover.
Oh, check that bad boy
out.
That's
right
awesome.
Now because I'm sitting on my desk and my cats have walked on it.
Nice.
But yeah,
that's the 78-page book, right?
Yeah, this is a 78-page book, which
that's awesome.
This one's a little thicker because that's a special edition, but it'll be about that thick. So 78 pages, and we'll have some stuff. We'll have some stuff in the back. But that was that was the regular edition cover. But now it's gonna be foil. It's gonna be dope.
So everyone that got that is now getting the foil cover.
Yeah, anyone that got the regular edition cover at $25 will now get the foil cover, which is now a little bit more expensive because if you snooze, you lose. Because you gotta give a little bit something to the people that started with you early.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I
exactly
mean?
right. Yeah. No, yeah, no, and also to keep the value to your books. Also, no,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. Also, that's what I am imploring everybody to sign up because I'm offering this at $10, and then when it comes out again, it's not going to be $10. And so you I mean you're gonna kick yourself in the rear end for not getting it when it was that cheap. No, so yeah, I
Yeah.
completely understand, and it's a good way to keep the value up for that. And let me throw a wrench. Let me throw a wrench in your plans. What if there's a person out there who wants that regular book and the hollow foil, the foil cover? Is there a way of them?
No.
Awesome, sweet.
You can get one of the other covers. We got a cover from Dan Lawless. We got a cover from Eric Weathers, and we have a different cover from me. So there's
Nice.
4 covers. So yeah,
Here they are. Yeah, I love the covers. I love the artwork. The artwork is great. I love how you do different title artwork in each one to fit
yeah,
the art. That's great, man. Great stuff. And you got Dan Lawless. Yes, Dan
yep.
Lawless is a beast. He is a beast. He does
Yeah,
great
him and
work.
Eric Weathers both did amazing
And
covers.
Eric, yeah,
I'm really
yeah.
happy with them. And then also this version, unlike the first version that people are getting, this version will also have a 6-page preview. If you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see the cover. We have a 6-page preview of my next graphic novel, People's Republic.
Is this it?
No, keep going.
Oh, okay.
You'll keep scrolling down.
All right, here it is. Here.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So this will be my next
awesome.
graphic novel, and so you'll get a 6-page preview of that in this book.
Awesome. And so this Silence Do Good is not an ongoing series. It's gonna have a beginning and end.
It'll have a beginning and an end. I might end up doing an ongoing series because it's fiction. I can do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
There are no rules when I am writing it because anything I write is canon.
That's right.
And anything that gets written after the fact, after I'm long gone, is not canon. That's how it works, people. Rings of Power is not canon. It is fan fiction.
Yeah.
The canon lived and died with J.R.R. Tolkien. Okay.
Yeah. Suck it. Yeah. That's what it I agree, man. I agree. I think when you take the creator out of it, then the vision just becomes anything but. No? Yeah. Anything but.
It's like write your own thing, you friggin' parasites. Good Lord. Don't ruin Lord of the Rings because you have an agenda and you want to tell some new, weird, stupid story. Make your own crap.
Yeah. And then do what you want with it. No, like go completely insane with the creative process. No, don't try to copy things that are already out there. I mean, I got a character, and it's like it's typical manga thing. No, spiky hair, big sword. But I'm trying to do something different with it in terms of the story, in terms of monsters that they encounter, and yeah. So you got to try to always throw something different to the people so that they can enjoy a new experience.
I mean, I'm kidding aside. I mean, there really isn't anything wrong with being inspired by other stuff. Tolkien was inspired by Beowulf and other, Viking lore and mythology, Norse, lore and mythology. He was, C.S. Lewis was inspired by a lot of Greek mythology.
Yeah.
So there's nothing. I mean, obviously, we all take inspiration from what's come. But I think my gripe with Hollywood is that they take beloved IPs like Lord of the Rings, and Rings of Power is a perfect example. It's like they don't even get the underlying message of Lord of the Rings. Because that theme of Lord of the Rings in the books and in Peter Jackson's movies is not to be seen in the Rings of Power, and I think that's what's so grievous. That is what's so upsetting. That's what's so disappointing. It's not that it's not original, because at the end of the day, it's really hard to do stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, everything's derivative of something because we're all kind of interconnected and inspired. But at least do it right.
Yeah. Give some kind of different approach, because if you really think about it, everything goes back. This guy is influenced by this guy, or that design looks like Batman. But Batman is also influenced from Zorro, and so you can trace that as far back as you like. So things influence each other, and the idea is that they build upon it and then get better. Except for Yellow Flash, he's just a straight up copy of the Golden Ranger.
I think I would prefer copies though over deconstructionalism. I'm over deconstructionalism in comic books. Like if I see another iteration of The Boys, and what I'm talking about is like, it's like Irredeemable was great, okay, and then it was like, oh, we got to do the same thing with Invincible, and I like Invincible, it's a good book, but then it was like, oh, let's do The Boy. It's like after a while, I'm like, I'm over the deconstructionalism. I see it as, I used to like it. I used to think it was cool, but now I just kind of see it as there's something sinister to it. I think you're trying to tear down our heroes.
Something pompous to it, no?
Well, I think there's something sinister because it's like we have these really positive heroes that are kind of like, like comic book heroes are our mythology. It's like our Greek mythology, like Greek mythology that is like Zeus and Hades and Poseidon, and like ours is Superman and Spider-Man and Batman. Those are like our Greek gods. And then when they come out with this deconstructionalism, it's like we're trying to tear down your value system essentially, because our superheroes echo our value system in the West, and they're trying to deconstruct that. And I think it's sinister. I think it's sinister.
I agree 100%. And just to comment on this comment here, it says not terrorist, Elliot, neo-Marxist. Education was infiltrated since the 60s. No, that's true, but I use the word terrorist because
what's the difference? Wait, what's the difference?
Yeah, because the moment that they start attacking innocent people, they are terrorists. So
I just don't see the difference between neo-Marxists and terror. What's the difference?
Yeah, because in the end of the day, if you believe those ideas, those neo-Marxist ideas, then if you believe it and act on it, then it takes you to violence. So it takes you down the dark path.
Well, the thing about it is that neo-Marxists always echo like, oh, it's about freedom, liberty, and independence. And it's like, okay, so when we set up your system, I don't want to participate. What happens? I go to a gulag. So I will gladly take the totalitarianism of the free market over whatever you're doing because I don't want to participate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so, and that's also like, and that's what's been happening also with the political situation, because you have people that supposedly fight an idea, but then some don't want to participate. They want to just kick back, let everybody else do it, or play the safe card. And I personally believe that we're not in the time where we have to play it safe. I think we have to make our voices heard. No, what do you think about that?
Well, there's
in this culture war. No?
I think that there's two states of existence, and there's only two states of existence when it comes to this, and that is you are either being conquered or you are conquering. So if you're not conquering, you're being conquered, and there's different ways to conquer people, right? Like the college system got conquered by the Marxists, the leftists, through they by just taking it over. It's been conquered. So it's like conquering doesn't always mean war. There's way, like the Democrat Party conquered California. It used to be run by the Republicans. It's now run by the Democrats. So you're either conquering or you're being conquered. And so I think that people that are like, hey, I just want to be left alone. Because I used to be one of those guys, like, hey, I'm a libertarian. I just want to be left alone. I want to do my own thing. It's not possible. You're either in a state of conquering or you're in a state of being conquered.
I agree, and then that's also one thing that I like about your posts on X. I see your posts a lot, and you keep pointing out because normally if you think conservative Republican, you think you're on the right, you're a Republican, and then you see that in the Republican Party there's people that actually are conservative, and there's people that tend to sway more towards the center or to allow things more, and you call that stuff out. And so I like that about you because I believe we need to do that. And
well, I'm not a fan of the Republican Party. Like I stopped being a registered Republican 2 decades. Like when Bush got elected, I was over it because once he introduced the Patriot Act, I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I can't do the Republican Party because I think the Republican parties are actually very, very bad. I just think the Democrats are worse because they're evil. And I always say that there's two parties. There's the stupid party and the evil party, and I have to vote for the stupid people because I'm not voting for the evil party. So but I'm harsher. I'm more critical on the Republican Party because I think that there's hope to fix it. Because I'm a believer in liberty and freedom and equal rights and all that, and I think that's what the Republican Party was established as. I believe in the free market, but I also believe that the only way that you can have a free market is if you have a moral and just people. And I think that we have a very corrupt system, and I think that both parties are very corrupt. So, but I have no hope for the Democrats because they've always been an evil, wicked party.
Yeah, they're gone. And yeah, so
they were always bad.
Always, yeah.
They're the party of slavery.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they started a war to keep slaves. They are introduced income tax, which is slavery. Like, they are the party of enslaving human beings, and the Republicans are the retards. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I got you. I agree 100%. No, and I wanted to also say that that sentiment is also true in CG. If you notice around in CG, a lot of people are saying that they are CG, but at the end of the day, if you analyze what they do, what they say in their actions, you'll see that some of them are not really up here for that stuff. Some people are all about the money and get what they want and then head out. And we've seen that, for example, with Yellow Flash. We've seen that with so many people that have hung on to CG, and then when they got their what they wanted, screw you guys, and so it's sad to see that also, in CG.
I think that happens everywhere. There are,
yeah, actually, yeah, that's true.
I if you notice, I will spend very little time on the internet talking about that stuff because people are going to do what they do. I don't always understand what people's motivations are for why they do them, and I don't care. I'm just going to do what I do. I'm going to be the person that I want to be, and I want to make sure that everyone buys my book.
Nice. I got you, man.
But I also want to celebrate. Like, I am a big believer in the culture war. Like, all kidding aside, I actually am a big believer in the culture war. I spent 20 something years in Hollywood.
Yeah,
they're fighting the culture war. They're
real.
definitely fighting it for keeps. And the conservative side of things don't necessarily get it, and they don't know how to fight back. All they seem to want to do is, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people, all they want to do is exploit a disenfranchised demographic to sell them cheap tchotchkes. And I think that the best way to fight the culture war is to have more voices, not less voices. Yeah. So, like, for what I want to do and what we do on the YouTube channel and what I do on my X channel is people that, we have similar values. We have, a lot of the same values of, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I try to promote their channels. I try to, what little I can. I'm a little guy in a really big ocean, but for my part, I'm not just going to promote Silence Do Good. I'm going to want to raise up as many voices as possible because I think how we take the culture back is just having more voices in the space, not less.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's one of the reasons why I decided to get back and start into doing the streaming again, because I used to do it about a year or so ago. And then I stopped because I was working on my comic, but I'm coming back because I feel that with all of the things with all of the fallout, recently in the last few months, like I've seen that there used to be so many great shows we had in CG, but some of them have stopped streaming. Many people have stopped doing shows, and so I feel like we need to bring some of these voices back. So you have your show, so definitely, if you have guests on, that'd be great to incentivize that. No,
we have a guest on every week, 10 p.m.
definitely.
Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Elliot will be on very soon.
Yeah, if I can just make an exclusive request right now here on the show, like if you have any dates available in July, that would be great, because you stream at night and it's like really difficult for me to stream at night.
Well, it's like what I said in the DMs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll get you.
Yes.
And
absolutely, yes.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
No, but that's the thing. It's like, of course, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I mean, you're having me on to show my book. Everyone should buy it, pre-order it,
get it now. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
No, yeah, thank you. I appreciate the reciprocation and the reciprocity would be the word. I don't know. And so Michael says here, you guys are getting, you fellas getting heavy as the coffee kicks in. Love it. And then we got Headless. Let me see if I get this. Bourgeois.
Bourgeoisie.
Yeah. Dennis tried to help me with that, but I just couldn't get it. He says, "Hail, Elliot, Salty in chat. What's up?" We got Rick Saylor. What's going on, Rick? Man, thank you for stopping by. Good to see you, man. Don't forget the new deal.
Oh, the new deal. Yeah, the new deal. Don't even get me started. FDR gets edged
Yeah.
out as one of the worst presidents ever on the top 5 list because there's so many bad presidents, but he's definitely top 10 worst presidents of all time. The New Deal was a scam. It was to enslave the common man.
Mm.
Everything.
That's usually how it happens. No, they take advantage of these emergency situations to like put in that packet. No, their nasty plan. No, so yeah.
Put in the chains, man. That's what all they are. All the New Deal was chains.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. And then we got Quantum Age Comics. He says, "Hey, I have a question for Quantum Age. Quantum Age, is this Hex? Is that Hex? Because I saw Quantum Age a few on Tuesday's show, and I didn't recognize the name, but I know who Hex is. And Hex is if that's you, man, great to see you, man. Dave is here also. Mike's here. Then Quantum Age says, "That's my case, Elliot. I've slowed my channel streaming so I can finish the book without interruption. I had over 300 videos on my channel, mostly promoting other people." Yes, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's Hex. What's going on, Hex? I need to have you on the show, man.
I have no idea who that is. Who are you?
Hex. Yeah, his name is Hex Allen. He's a comic book creator. He had a comic called Nephilim Squadron. He did this project years ago, and he's on it. Yeah, so he used to have a show also. He's a really cool guy, and yeah, man, I haven't seen him in a long time. That's why I was surprised because before it was Hex, it just popped out as Hex, but now he's Quantum Age Comics. No? So that stuff always happens. Vemos Papam, is this true? Are you trolling me? Is this real? Because we got the conclave going on now. Crap. Yeah, Hex is old school. CG since 2020. Yeah. Nice.
Well, thanks for having me, guys, in the CG. No. I know a lot of people have been here since like 2018, and I came in late 2023. But
this is good.
The only people that have been like kind of rude to me about being newer are the people that hate on CG anyways. So I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, definitely, man. No, yeah, we're glad to have you. Everybody's excited. No, we're glad to have you here. We hope that you don't become the next Yellow Flash. We hope you stick around.
That's no. I like to live my life not in strife. So there's that.
Nice.
I think life is too short to be feuding with the internet. I don't know.
Yeah, no, definitely. I hear you.
That's true. To do, man.
Yeah.
I've better things to do than to drink all night too.
Yeah, definitely. Says they picked black guy. Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, Quantum Hex. They picked black guy. It's because Hex is a black guy. Not that it matters, but he just said it though. So it says, and then Michael says, "I'm newish, ain't no late to the party." Yeah, that's true.
Right, baby.
Late to the parties. Yeah, everybody's welcome. Yeah, and then, so that's why we have to keep promoting these new platforms. Now we got Katie Did now, so everybody hop on to Katie Did. That she's doing a great job. We got a bunch of new stuff going. We got Sean Salter. We got Salty Draws on Tuesdays. We got tonight at 8:00. We got B.A. Turner also doing a show.
Oh yeah,
so please check him out. Yeah, he's a great guy. I didn't have a chance to get him on the show, but I've done artwork for his first campaign, and it was
you did, and it was awesome, dude.
Yeah, thank you, man. Hey, what is your analysis or opinion about the artwork that you've seen in CG? Like, is it good? Is it crap? Like, would any one of us have a chance in Hollywood, or what do you think?
I like to treat everything. I like to treat everything and everyone as an individual. Yeah. So I wouldn't say I would say that there's a lot of great art in indie comics. Mm-hmm. A lot of great art. There's a lot of bad art too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that more so the bad art actually, I find it a little interesting that a lot of the bad art, maybe most of the bad art, are a lot of the people that used to be in CG that hate CG now. There might be some connection to that, but I mean, my art's not perfect. Like, I know that for me, I always want to get better as an artist, and I think doing my own comic book has definitely been a humbling experience because it showed me that how little I knew about comics. So it's been a bit of a learning curve for me, and as I've been doing it, because it took me forever to get this book done because I had a full-time job for the most of it. So I was like, maybe getting a page done a week if I could.
That's my rate right now.
And it was, but I'd be lucky to get it done that fast. Sometimes it was like 2 pages a month.
Man, yeah.
So, and I haven't drawn every day in my career for a long time because I was a creative director. So I was a creative director. I wasn't as hands-on with the daily stuff. And then, half the time I'm just dealing with photography. I'm not even drawing. I'm writing. I'm doing all kinds. I had to wear many, many hats. So drawing this book, I've seen my progression as an artist, and I'm really excited about it because, like, being able to draw every day again, you forget how it's like I feel like I've forgotten more than I've learned. But so I'm not saying like I'm so great because I'm not. I'm getting there, but I'm getting there. But I'm getting there, and I'm trying to be better today than I was yesterday.
Yeah. No, the art was great. I like it. I like the style. You executed great. For example, here you got a lot of great contrast. Black and white. Yeah, good stuff, man. I'm digging the art. It's really good.
Yeah, there's certain parts where I'm like, oh, I wish I could redraw that.
Yeah, I think you'll always. I think we'll always have that.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, there's certain ones where I'm like, ooh, I nailed that. That looks good. And then other ones, I'm like, it's not my best work. But
yeah, definitely.
At the end of the day, the writing is. I'm a better writer than I'm an illustrator. So take that for what it's worth.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah, great stuff, man.
I'm definitely a better writer than I am an artist. But I'm getting better. Oh, dude, I'm going to tell you guys, this book does rock, though. This book is very entertaining. You will like it. Michael Ferraro can attest to it. And then People's Republic is going to be even better because I'm exploring a completely new art style. Because what I realized was, one of the things I've realized doing Science Do Good is, when you work as a professional artist for companies like Disney and Warner Brothers and other companies that I've done work for, you lose your voice as an artist. So like you could see a Todd McFarlane drawing and just know that's Todd McFarlane. You could see an Eric Larson drawing and know, and Jim Lee, David Finch. You could see certain artists and just know exactly who they are. And when you work for giant corporations, giant studios, they crush your individualism, grind it up, and then rebuild you into the idea of what you should be drawing on model. So finding my own voice again as a comic book artist has been a journey, and I think that's going to come through even more so, where it's not going to feel like I have a very animation style and do good, and that's a large part had to do with the fact that it started off as an animated project. But my next one, it's going to be a lot different.
Nice,
for sure.
Yeah, that sounds great, man. And so it's like a journey of self-discovery, like you're trying to find yourself again in the art.
I'm just trying to find myself, Elliot. I'm just trying to
I dig it, man. That's awesome, man. And then Pity Ma showing up. Pity Ma says she's late. It's late. So sorry. I'll definitely catch a replay. Hell CG. Hell CG.
You know how you can make it up? You know how you can make it up to me? Pre-order Silence Do Good. Pre-order.
Yeah.
Pre-order.
Which is the tier that everybody's getting? Is Dan Lawless cover?
A lot of people got the regular edition cover, so good for them. Yeah. Good on them.
Foil.
Yeah. So that originally that was there. Most people got the regular edition. I took that down because that was at $25. Because the deal was, if you got in before we hit the 10K mark, then your cover would be foil and it would be only $25. But now it's the foil cover is $33. Because again,
so you announced from the beginning that this is going to be a foil cover if
we hit the 10K. Yeah, if we
otherwise they that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like a late thing changed.
No, we had it as one of the stretch goals.
Oh, no, nice. Oh, that's great.
And so that too. Yeah, we have 4 covers, and then we have a perk or we have one of the perks where you can get all 4 covers. And then that'll actually save you some money because you get all 4. It's only $100 instead of
and then your cover in that case would also be foiled.
Yes.
Oh, sweet. Oh, you guys have to get that.
And then I want it all.
Yeah.
Which is the first 3 issues. So you'll be able to see the evolution of the book because we did make changes in the final graphic novel version. because I'm an ass, and I just kept tweaking my damn story.
No, it happens. It happens as you're making it. Yeah, it's no feeling bad. And Michael here says, "Do Good is very balanced. Is a very balanced book. Hard to achieve, especially for an amateur book or an art book. Most books I feel have way better art or way better writing. So it's either one or, but this one feels balanced." He says, "Nice. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it, man." And let's see. I think I ran through my questions.
It's so good. It's like it's not from an amateur because I'm not an amateur.
Yeah, I didn't know how to react to that because if anything, Salty is not.
Well, no, I mean, I as a comic book creator, this is my first book, so technically I am. But
author, not amateur. I'm sorry, that's my mistake. I'm sorry.
Wait, what is that?
Author. I'm assuming that's author.
Am I learning a new word? I'm retarded.
I think that's a new. Let me check it. Author.
Auteur is a French word borrowed into English, meaning author.
A distinctive approach. Yeah, you
there
should
you
be a
go.
film director. Yeah. Okay, good. That's exactly who you are.
Hey, I learned things. I use the internet to learn things. Thank you. I learned things.
Yeah, not author. Yeah, auteur.
What I have learned. What I have learned in my life, one of the great lessons of my life is how dumb I am and how much how so many people are so much smarter than I am. And I'm not being serious, I'm being serious.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And then we're over here
I was like, Michael, how dare you call me an autist? How dare you call me an autist? A little true.
We're doing justice to that moniker. Know that the Republican Party is retards. They were doing it justice.
The R is for retarded. The D is for demonic.
Yeah, there it is. And then Michael gives an example. He says Tarantino is an auteur filmmaker. Okay, I got you.
I am an auteur jackass.
I got you, man. And then Dennis. Yeah, Dennis is sharing the link. So guys, please get the book. Please get the book. You get a foil cover. No, but people in the street say that we are brothers.
I mean, because Rodriguez is like Smith in Peru, right? Like
it's in Spanish. For Latin American countries, Rodriguez is a very common last name. Is like Smith, and so I don't. Dennis is not.
My brothers have a very common Spanish last name themselves, Guerrero.
Yeah, that's also another one.
Yeah, they're Chicano.
Nice. Yeah, so we're not related. We are not related.
You should be like Dennis Rodriguez, no relation.
Yeah, no relation. Play that Forrest Gump clip. No, we are not relations, sir. That's awesome stuff, man. And I think that'll be it. I think we could wrap it up here. Thank you very much, Salty, for stopping by. I would love to have you back on again.
Thanks
whenever
for having me,
time permits. Yeah, it was a great conversation. I think. No, we got to learn more about the man, Sean Salter. We got to learn more about his book, and his plans with the book. And he's going to do more campaigns, more graphic novels, and so you can catch all of that if you follow his social media stuff, and everything is down in the description, so you can see everything there. He's got his link tree there, so you guys can see everything that he's got on the table.
See what I did, what I do, all without pants. Wait, what?
Yeah, pretty much says this is cool. All 3 issues, perfect jump on point. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. And you get a sweet foil cover book, man. This is like one of the best books I've seen with that foil cover on it because you just got it. It's just right. Excellent.
I know. I was. Honestly, I freaking love doing this, man. I really do. It is so much work, and it is so much fun.
Yeah,
and it is so much work.
No,
I'm just like, please buy my book so I can keep doing it because you are doing me a favor because man, I love telling this story and I cannot wait to do the next issue. And honestly, dude, the next issue is gonna be a banger, man. Oh, I just got the colors back from Brett R. Smith on the cover. Oh, I can't wait. That will be previewed in the book. You'll actually see the cover in this book.
Nice.
That's gonna be friggin' awesome. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome, man. And yeah, any other last words before we head out?
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for everyone in the chat for being cool. And yeah, please think about pre-ordering Sounds Too Good. You will not be disappointed. It will come to you this summer. August. We probably will start shipping at the end of August.
Nice. Yeah. All right, so the link is in the chat for that. So you guys go ahead and get your copy today. And then that'll be it. Thank you very much, Salty. It was a pleasure. Yeah, hopefully we can do this again whenever time permits. And all the success to you, man. We wish you well. We hope you do great. We hope you bring in big numbers. And yeah, continue being creative for us. We enjoy the content.
Man. Appreciate it, dude.
Awesome, man. So, all right, guys, that'll be it for us today. Please, after this, go head on over to Katie Did. She's streaming right now. She'll be streaming to the afternoon. I may jump on there. I may not. I don't know. but yeah. So I'll catch you guys later. Monday, I have a show with Apex. Apex is coming on the channel on Monday. I'm going to talk with him about Fembat, and then next week also I'm going to talk with Pete Samedi and talk about the printing.
Oh, nice.
This printing situation. He has discovered a way that he can print in-house. So we don't need to go anywhere. We could just ask Pete. And he's got these really cool books. So I want to talk to him about that next week. So that's just something to look forward to. Yeah. Yeah, Pete's he's the creator, the owner of Alterna Comics.
Yeah,
he's
man.
Been doing and now he's got this printing thing going on. Yeah, and I want to talk to him about that.
Hit him up.
Awesome stuff, man. All right, so that'll be it for us. You guys have a great one. I'll see you later.
Later, dude.
Peace. And with that, I am out. Let me make sure I leave off with the right thing. Hold on, let me. I'm going to leave off with this thing that I want to share. This video is a really quick, succinct. Hold on, though. Oh crap! Now I'm screwing everything up. It's a succinct video, really concise video explaining my pitch for Ominus Avenging Death. Sign up, please. Here we are. I'm a retard. That wasn't it. I'm going to show you the real one. Hold up. That's not it. This is the one that I wanted to show you. I'm sorry, guys. That was the new trailer. But let's take out this sales pitch. Sorry for being a dumbass. I've recently started a sign-up list for my comic, Ominus Avenging Death. And while some of you know about my book and may know that I do comic book art, not everyone will know what this comic is all about. In this video, I'll answer the question, what is Ominus Avenging Death, and give you some information about the campaign, so please bear with me. The story of Ominus Avenging Death is very simple. It's a fight scene. It's a big 10-page fight scene between the hero Zadok, pronounced Zadok, and the monstrous villain Deathmonger. This story takes place in the Graveyard Gorge, and the purpose of the book is to serve as an introduction to the world of Ominus and the artwork that you can expect from me, Elliot Rodriguez. I'm still a few months away from finishing the first graphic novel for Ominus, so I thought that in the meantime I could entertain you fine people with an awesome fight scene similar to what you would see within the pages of an Ominus graphic novel. While the events in the book are not canon to the story of Ominus, I do feel that it's a great way to introduce to you the kind of work I plan to do with this IP. You can think of this book as a Marvel what-if story from back in the day. It's a one-and-done short story. The real story starts with Ominus #1. Now, while the book of Ominus Avenging Death is done, I did decide, however, to redo the writing and the lettering to make it much better. I heard the voices of the many backers with regards to some of the flaws of the book, and I was compelled to make the much needed adjustments and add a few extras, making the book of Ominus Avenging Death a sweet premium collector's item. This book will include lots of extras like concept art, character bios, and an art gallery of some pinups and fan art. There's also going to be a world map where you can see where the events of this book take place. Including the short 10-page story, this book will have a total of 36 pages of content with a possibility of more depending on the campaign's performance. And when it launches, you'll be able to get yourself a copy of the book for just $10. I repeat, $10. Now, if you think that's a great deal for a crowd-funded indie comic, then get a load of this. People who sign up for the book will get an amazing 2 books for the price of 1 deal. I repeat, you'll get 2 books for the price of 1. This is only valid on launch day, however, which is on June 26th. So mark your calendars, people. And that's pretty much it. That's what this comic and the campaign are all about. I hope the artwork you've seen in the video and this incredible sales pitch was enough to get you excited about Ominus Avenging Death. Sign up today. The link is in the description below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great one.